Hello and welcome to this instalment of Talkin Trim. I'm Jonathon Skinner and today we're looking at the front seat cover kit as well as the associated seat hardware for the Jaguar S-Type and Jaguar 420 models. Now those of you familiar with my channel will know that I've done a couple of videos showing the front seat cover kits already in different colours and specs, etc. But we're doing a complete kit and I figured it would be useful to see the hardware elements, i.e. the seat foam padding kits at the back there, as well as the backrest squab tacking panels or backrest rear panels, whatever you want to refer to them as. So be sure to check out the description below, as that will have lots of useful information on there, as well as links to our website of where to look at these parts, and also some useful links to other videos, the aforementioned other videos showing the seat covers as well as some trimmed up versions, etc. So be sure to check that out. Right, let's dive on in. So yeah, the seat cover kit is kind of all these material parts here. It obviously consists majority of the sewn covers for the cushion bases and the backrest squabs, as well as the armrests and the associated materials for retrimming the kind of mechanism of the armrest. Then you get some loose materials of moquette and vinyl for the backrest back panel, and also the piping there. Then the separate items sold separately are the seat foam padding kits there, as well as the backrest boards there. So just to show you what we're kind of talking about here, although not a great picture unfortunately, I couldn't find one in the book. So these are obviously the bases of the front seat covers there. Unfortunately that's the best image I've got. All the other ones are fairly generic and don't show much going on to do with the seat covers. Obviously you've got the back of the seats there, as you can see there. So you've got the different materials, the moquette on the bottom element and the vinyl at the top there, but unfortunately that's the best image possible. So apologies for that, but that's kind of what we're talking about. So the seat covers are included as part of our trim kit if you want to buy the whole car kit that way, but all of the hardware pieces are sold as optional extras, so to bear that in mind. These particular seat covers has been done to original specification in terms of material, so we refer to it as leather faced, commonly referred to in the industry as leather, but basically it means the majority of the seat is leather, but you had elements in vinyl and moquette. As you can see, generally speaking, the vinyl was used on the, well, yeah, there you go, that's a prime example. The opening aperture of the armrest was sort of vinyl, but everything that's kind of touching your body or comes into contact with your body, normally when you're getting in and out of the car, was leather. So the vast majority of the seat is leather. Then obviously you've got moquettes here, moquette there, some vinyl there. Obviously the back parts are moquette and vinyl, etc. But everything else is leather. Now the S-Type 420s, as I'll refer to them, they're pleats for the sort of narrow pleats always, but the backrest, the pattern on their pleats differed. You either had them plain or you had this embossed pattern on them, as per this set here. So we have two pricing structures based on that. The embossed ones are slightly more expensive than the plain ones, and that did vary from car to car, so be sure to tell us which one you want to then refer to it correctly on the website. Obviously the covers for both the cushions and the backrest are handed very clearly on these ones here. To look at the underside of the covers, genuine tuck and roll pleats, as per all of our seats that have pleats on them, which is the majority. And be sure to check out the video where I'm explaining how we do the pleating foams, because we use CNC CAD technology for all of that, which makes it extremely accurate. You then get scrims pre-sewn in, which are used to attach down to the foam or the framework, depending on how the seat is trimmed. And then you also get this scrimmed piped section on the retainer, which is used to attach it to the frame sort of spring section of the seat. Some of the bits of material leather is backed as well with a foam to give it a nice neater finish, and then you get sort of the top stitching French seams where the moquette and the leather surrounds meet one another. Very similar concept for the backrest squabs, obviously. Moquette retainer, tuck and roll pleats, scrims pre-sewn in for attaching and the trimming process. And then obviously the backrests had the very obvious armrest aperture opening section there, and then said armrests are here. Armrests are full leather, they have foam paddings on, some of them headlinings on other bits, akin to original specification, where improvements where possible. And then you get the kind of top stitching detail as well as the pre-sewn tab there. And then you get kind of loose bits for the back of the backrest. So as per this rather small photo element here. So these are materials to do that. And then the piping's also an element that goes around it for a finisher there. And they're also obviously what these backrest panels are as well. So bear that in mind, which are all pre-cut on our CNC machine for accuracy. So those elements, obviously those back panels there, you can see the curved corner element there. And then finally, you've got the padding kits here. So they're just cut foam and layered up, etc. Some of it's just literally foam layered on top of one another. Other bits are foam with horsehair on them, layered up for trimming. Obviously you get a pair for the cushion bases and a pair for the backrests. We sell the cushion bases as a pair and the backrests as a pair. But obviously if you want all of them together, that's the ideal solution. That's the way to order them. And yeah, obviously they're fairly basic cut foams, so you have to kind of work with them to get a good finish, but they're fairly simplistic as they cover the majority of the shape and pattern of the actual seats themselves. So nothing too untoward with those there. So be sure to check that out. You often find with the seat foams on these cars that certainly with the rear seat foams, sometimes you don't really need them. Front seats, because they get a bit more wear and tear and usage, you often do need them. But yeah, if we take a critical eye, we always say it's hard to trim a seat cover up well if you haven't got the underlying elements of it in decent condition. So it's always worth taking a critical eye on that. Think about painting a wall. You're never going to just go out and paint a wall. You want to prime the wall first, make sure there's no sort of divots and holes in it, etc, etc. So same sort of concept when you're trimming a seat, although quite a bit harder. And then yeah, backrest panels there, as you can see, hardboard material, pre-cut, fixing holes, etc, etc. So that is pretty much the whole shebang. I hope you found that useful. Try to keep it as quick as possible. Be sure to check out the description below, as I mentioned before, and thanks for tuning in. Please remember to like and subscribe and share with other classic car enthusiasts, and I'll see you next time.